Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy soggy Thursday. Man, I know we need the rain sometimes, but come on. Just, after about the third day where it's gloomy and overcast and rainy and stuff, it starts working on me. I'm like, oh, come on. I need my sunshine. But anyhow, it's all good. It's all good. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday morning. Got my coffee. Coffee's good, so that'll fix everything pretty much. Let's see who we got over here this morning hanging out with us. We've got, somebody's talking about me. My ears ringing. You know what that means? If your ears ringing, somebody's talking about you. Let's see. We got Big D in the house. Happy Thursday, Dave, and everyone. 69, headed to a rainy day at 74. Beautiful Brooklyn, Michigan. Yep. It'll be sharp. Good morning, sir. How are you? Wilson Rubottom's in the house. How you doing, Wilson? Let's see. Larry Galt's here. Says a little rain yesterday evening, but nothing much. Rain may be over for a while here. Yeah. I think we've still got at least a couple more days of it from what they said this morning. There's Javi's Wood Shops in the house. How you doing, Javi? Good morning to you. Troy Pritchard says, good morning, everybody. Thumbs up. Happy Thursday. Yeah, buddy. All right. Earl Walker's here. 64 going to 75 with some rain. All right. Let's see here. Christina Pritchard is here this morning. Good Thursday morning, everyone, she says. Good morning to you, Christina. There's my buddy Doug Sisk. He says, morning, it's back. Rain, rain, rain. Yeah, I know. What are you going to do? Gary Hammett Wood Creations. Good morning, sir. How are you? Let's see if I missed anybody. Paul Stewart's in the house. How you doing, Paul? There's Janet. Thank you so much yesterday, Janet. She posted the picture of the Rocco plane, the spinning cage of death that we were talking about yesterday. And that was exactly, it's probably not the same one, but exactly like the one that I remember all my change falling out through the cage. So thank you for sharing that, Janet. Bart Vixel's in the house. Hello, Bart. My favorite solar guy. Morning coffee persons. Rain today. Working from home. Alrighty, there's Kevin Els from South Africa, I believe. Good to see you here this morning, Kevin. Keith Stanford's here. Good morning, sir. My buddy Hitch Hamilton says, good morning, everybody. Throwback Thursday, headed to 89 degrees with showers later. Sounds like a lot of folks are getting rain. I guess it's pretty much everywhere then. Let's see, Bill Hoffman's here, watching over on Facebook. Doug is right. Rain, but Friday and the weekend is to be beautiful. Well, that's good news. There's George Ralphus. How you doing, George? Good to see you this morning. Jim Sinicola. Cloudy, rainy day here in Midland. And I know you're probably not wanting to see much rain after the other day. So hope you're doing well, Jim. Let me know if I can do anything for you. Christina says it's your right ear, so it's good. I didn't know there was a difference. Please do tell. Let's find out about that. I always just heard if your ears were ringing, ears being plural, that somebody was talking about you. I hope they're saying something good. Probably not, but I hope they are. I see Steve Gronsky's here, late to the party, but I made it. We're just getting going here, buddy. You know, man, it takes me a few minutes just to get through all these comments here. There's Kathy. How are you this morning? She's showing some sunshine there. May not be getting any up there, but she's showing it. Darren Burrs, good morning, sir. There's Johnny over there on Facebook. How you doing this morning, Johnny? Mike Reynolds is here. How you doing, Mike? Paul Camp's in the house from the Fort Wayne area. There's Johnny over on the YouTubes. Wow, are you kidding me? 109? Man, that's just crazy. Mary Mallory's here. How you doing, Mary? Good to see you here this morning. There's Joanne, a.k.a. Dwayne. Morning sessioneers. He puts too many numbers in his comments. 86 degrees Fahrenheit. Thumbs up. Beautiful Cornwall, Ontario. Good morning to you, Dwayne. Let's see here. Bill Harrison's here. Good morning, Bill. How are you? Let's see if I missed anybody. There's David from Portal Woodworks. How you doing, David? Good to see you. Christina says, I was always told if your right ear is ringing, it is good. If it is your left ear, someone is talking bad about you. Okay, well, it was my right ear, so maybe somebody's saying something good. I hope so, anyway. It's all you can ask for. Yeah. All you can do. There's Marty Hemsel. How you doing, Marty? Good to see you in here this morning. All righty. I think I am caught up on the comments right now. Man, what a disappointment yesterday. We talked a little bit about the space thing going to take off, and I got excited about it, and I thought, well, I'm going to make sure I'm in front of the TV, especially when I forget who it was, Larry or somebody said that it was going to be on, you'd be able to watch the live stream on YouTube. So I thought, well, that's great because I can get that channel. That's all Wi-Fi, so I can do that. So I had it on, and I was, they had the little camera showing Bob and Doug. They keep calling them Bob and Doug. And is it just me or whenever, because they call them Bob and Doug, they didn't say, I don't even remember their last names, but they don't use their full names. It's just Bob and Doug, the astronauts, Bob and Doug. And I keep thinking it sounds like they're going to say Bob and Doug's Excellent Adventure or something like that. Like, whoa, was it Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? But the way they say Bob and Doug, that's what it made me think of. And I've never seen that other movie, so I'm like, yeah, Bob and Doug, Excellent Adventure, right there. So I was disappointed. I was hanging around watching it, sitting in my chair there with my bottle of water, ready to watch them take off, and then they called it off. But I've got it marked down 3:30 Eastern, I think. So I'll make sure I head over there to check them out. Let's see here. Dave Mack says thunderstorms later here. Yeah, we got some more junk coming in. It's Bob and Doug McKenzie. Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah. Yeah. With a name like Doug, you really don't need anything else. That's probably true. Yeah, that's probably true. I had to laugh this morning because I posted the Posted an old song on Facebook today, and Doug says something about he wore that one out on cassette, and I'm thinking, cassette, man, you were old. uh, that was kind of funny. Doug's way older than me. For those of you who don't know, he's way older than I am. But yeah, Larry says go market, go. Yeah, the market's doing pretty well. I hadn't looked at it much this morning, but I think it closed at over 25 something. The Dow anyway. So yeah, I mean, as much as they try to, you know who I'm talking about when I say they, as much as they try to, spread fear and doom and gloom and keep everything down, it just keeps going. You just can't stop something like that when people, they worked hard, put in some cases their life savings and stuff into a business, and they're not going to go down without a fight. So I figure out a way to hang on. I hope so anyway. 8-track would make you old. Well, I was actually surprised that Doug didn't say 8-track. Of course, 8-track is really sometimes they called them an 8-track cassette, I think, but not like the little cassettes. But yeah, I know all about 8-tracks. Had a lot of 8-tracks back in the day. I probably told you the story on here. Probably been certain. This is like the 168th coffee session, so it may have been 100 or more ago when I told the story. But back in the day, I had my 70 Barracuda or a Barracuda, and I stopped at the old IGA food liner out on the edge of town there, just running to get something and come back out. And my two, back then everybody had their 8-tracks in those big cases. Well, I had like 2 of them, back here on the back seat. And I come back and, little town Danville back then, you didn't worry about locking your car, rolling up your windows or anything, decent folks. Apparently I parked next to a bad apple or something, because I come back and both my cases were gone. The only 8-tracks I had left was the one that I had stuck, 1 or 2 that I had stuck in a little console thing, and whatever I happened to have in the player at the time. But yeah. Jim says, I was a 7th grader when John Glenn blasted off in the Mercury. I thought then that we would be exploring the universe. Yeah. It is, I mean, really, when you think about it, though, when Kennedy made that speech and he says, by the next decade, we'll be on the moon and stuff like that, and yeah, we made it, not by a whole lot, but we made it in July of 1969. We had a guy on the moon, 2 guys on the moon. But when you really think about it, we kind of, I guess it's just a real slow process, because you can't, exploration of that type, which is so expensive and so, you got to prepare for all kinds of stuff. But we really, as far as I'm talking manned exploration, we really haven't gone that far when you think about in the big scheme of things. But I do think it's neat that we're able to send, these rovers and all these different things to Mars and places like that, and get pictures back. I'm just waiting for the time when we send one of those things to some place like Mars or, whatever kind of place. And, and they're showing the video or something, and you see something walk across. So that's what I'm waiting to see. Walk by and wave at the camera. Something. Hi, Mom. So one of those kind of things. Maybe I'll be old enough to see that happen. I don't know. But yeah, and a lot of that stuff, when you think about it, back in the day, like Star Trek, was it Star Trek? For some reason it's not sounding. Is Star Trek, is that the one Bill Shatner? What was that called? The thing Bill Shatner was in? Spock and all. That was Star Trek, wasn't it? Andy Berkey in the house. How you doing, Andy? Good to see you. Post his little, where'd he go? There he is. You can always tell that logo. That's how I knew it was him before I even read his name. Best logo on the webs right there. But no, back in the day when you're watching all those things, and wasn't there another one called like Lost in Space or something like that? It was even pre-Star Trek. But you think about it, back then they all had their little, and Javi's a Star Trek fan. He'll know the proper terminology. I don't know it, but they have that little thing and they flip it open and talk and stuff, and we think, man, that's pretty way out there, and then here we are a few years later and everybody's toting around the same kind of thing. It is amazing when you think about it. You could pick this up and call pretty much anywhere around the world. And of course, we all know you can't go anywhere that they don't know where you're going if you got this in your pocket. We could go to the moon as long as you got this in your spacesuit pocket. They'd say, "Hey, Dave's on the moon." 2001 Space Odyssey. That was another one. The Communicator. Yeah, that's what this is, isn't it? Communicator. In fact, when you think about some of the older phones, I probably got one in there somewhere. You know me, I don't throw anything away. Just trying to find the old, where is it? Well, I don't see it now. Got all these old phones in here. There's an old Samsung Galaxy something one or something. There's the old iPhone. Oh, here it is. See, now this looks kind of like the Star Trek Communicator. Look here. Flip up. Old Motorola Razor. Yeah. Yeah, Captain Kirk be right at home with one of those, wouldn't he? Yeah. Paul Camp says Buck Rogers had ray gun. Now we have lasers. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I said, all that stuff. When you watch those things, and they're like, "Wow, that's kind of way out there," but it's not as far out as we think. Not as far. LB says they had tablets too. Yeah. Yeah. Javi said he had an old Motorola flip phone like that. They were real popular. I actually had this one's got the little case. I don't even know, because it's a little clip-on thing where everybody wears them on their belt and stuff. If I can get it out of here. Yeah, here we go. Little teeny tiny thing. And this is, I think, my second one, because the first one, I found out pretty quick that they don't handle being in the washing machine that well. Go figure. Yeah, I got to looking for mine one time. I just started a load of laundry and thought, where did I put my phone? About the time I realized that it was probably in my pants pocket that I just stuck in the washing machine. That's when I go to the washing machine and it just finished filling up and started to do the thing. And I'm like, oh, man. So I pulled it out. Of course, it was on, because I had it on all the time. And I thought, well, there's only one thing to do. And that's stick it in a sock and tie a knot in the sock and then throw it in the dryer and run it through the dryer. So I did that, and it actually came on. The only thing was it messed up the screen, but I believe it still worked. If I could have seen what it was doing, it probably would have still worked. Motorola was the king of mobile phones in the U.S. until everything went to China and Korea. Yeah. Remember the big Nokias? Those things were. I don't think I have one of those around here, but that to me that was one of the best phones I ever had. Had a little short, stubby antenna. But yeah, Doug's got a good point here. Privately funded exploration versus government funded will change the game. Yeah, because anytime you put the government in something, yeah, can't expect much then. George Rothfuss says science fiction is having a hard time staying ahead of reality. I think I would agree with that statement. Janet says, did you see that American warship that claims to shoot planes out of the air with lasers? I have not heard about that, but doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me. Let's see. Bill says, Star Trek ahead of its time. I'll never forget watching it for the first time on my neighbor's color TV. I just remember seeing the color TV for the first time. I'm like, ooh, that changes everything. Yeah. It's funny how far we've come with technology and certain things, but then also how far backwards we've gone with a lot of things that just could be and should be common sense. So, and you've heard me say before, the more smartphones that get sold, the dumber people get. So I don't know why they call them smartphones. Never really made sense to me. He says, yeah, let's all vote and form a committee. Yeah, and then we can investigate something. Yeah. As I was watching that feed yesterday, Bob and Doug sitting there, and they had, they got kind of cool looking space suits. They're not like the NASA stuff. They looked a little more sleek and stylish, which I guess you'd expect, if Elon Musk has anything to do with that stuff. But I was just wondering, as they kept showing them sitting there, what was going through their mind? What do you think was, and this is before they scrubbed it, but when they were getting down to like 30 minutes to go or whatever, I just can't even imagine what kind of thoughts would be going through your mind sitting on all that power and thrust and you know, because we've all seen, the test things where they fail and blow up and stuff. So, I don't know, brave guys, I gotta say, brave guys. I don't know if I'd want to do that even if I was younger. I know I wouldn't now. I couldn't sit like that for as long as because they were strapped in there and stuff for a long time. And then when um, the cool thing, did you see how they got them out of there? The guys come up and they wheel that thing over there to the door. And I don't know what they were having trouble finding the key or something. It looked like, and that was kind of, I thought that was kind of odd. I'm like, one guy leaves and he comes back and hands a tool of some kind to him, and then I'm like, you think they'd be ready to get that door open quicker than that if they needed to. But anyway, they get the door open, and then they push some kind of button. And those guys are kind of sitting back, and then they rotate them down. I'm thinking, man, that's pretty cool. Pretty neat. But anyway, I'm looking forward to Saturday's launch. I hope that it goes off without a hitch, because it'll be fun to watch. Dwayne says, did you know that the F-35 knows when, I'm not sure what he's trying to say. I think you might have left something out there, Dwayne. Did you know that the F-35 knows when A might take off 2,000 miles away? Oh, a MiG Russian jet takes off. Okay. Well, that's good to know, I guess. Yeah, ship's interior looks fantastic. And it almost looks like, then I'm sure there's some buttons and knobs and stuff in there too, but it looks like what I saw, Bob or Doug or whichever one was on the far side. It looks like he was, and he had his, gloves on and stuff. It looks like he's swiping, like he's, checking his Facebook status or something. Hold on here. Let me get a selfie. Smile, Bob. Yeah, it looked like they had some kind of touchscreen things. Yeah, hopefully all that wasn't designed by Microsoft. So they'd be in trouble then. Not a big fan of Microsoft these days, in case you haven't guessed. But Jim says they don't load the fuel like the Saturn rockets. Okay. Yeah, wasn't it Einstein that said he feared technology would reduce us to a society of idiots? I think it was him that said that. At least that's what I read on Facebook, and it's got to be true if it's on Facebook, right? Janet says, I was surprised. The guy said that when the countdown reached 35 minutes, they could not stop the launch. Yeah. All touch screen. Yeah. Yeah, it was really sleek looking in there. It's a space Tesla. That's a good way of putting it. Well, I think I missed the part where they drove up, but then I saw later on, didn't they all, drive the astronauts to get in the elevator to go up and get on the thing? Weren't they driving them in a Tesla? That was pretty cool. Yeah, I think strictly along for the ride. Yeah, there's probably not a whole lot of piloting going on in that thing. I mean, I'm sure there's a way for them to override something if something goes wrong, but yeah, they're probably just getting in and it's, Elon's driving or something. I don't know. But Andy says, I need to run, but if you're available at 3 p.m. Eastern, tune in to my stream on Shaper's YouTube channel for some handheld CNC weirdness. Hey, you just said the magic letters right there, CNC. You know I'll be there, buddy. I'm all about that CNC thing. I'm thinking it might catch on. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I'll be there 3 p.m. Stream on Shaper's YouTube channel. All right, got it. I'm going to write that down. I will check it out, Andy, and thanks for letting me know. All right. Well, I heard my little timer go off a minute ago, so guess that means it's time. You got it, buddy. I guess it's time for me to get off here and get to work. I'm going to have a fun day. You know, it's rainy and crummy and everything, but a lot of times that doesn't bother me, because if I've got something to do that I really need to do, with like computer work or something I have to do in the house, it always bothers me when I have to do that when it's really pretty outside, because I'd rather be out in the shop or in the yard or whatever. So I just kind of take these days as, yep, good day to do something on the computer. So I'm going to be learning something brand new. I'm going to be teaching myself, watching YouTube videos, instructional videos, and hopefully I'll have something cool to show you guys in the future. But anyhow, we're going to get out of here. I hope everybody has an awesome Thursday. Even if it's raining, it could always be worse. So it could always be worse. So anyway, have a great one. Tomorrow's Friday. 0900, bring your coffee. See you then.